Look at the Torah, Torah Or, Vayigash, page 88, bottom of the first column. Okay, so the Pearl, now the Rebbe is explaining these two treasures, there's a treasure below, there's a treasure above, there's planting down here, there's planting up there. Yosef is the one that's mamshich, like it says in the Zohar, that level of Or down here. It says, V'zel inya v'yelakit Yosef is kol ha'kesed. This is what the pasuk says. Yosef gathered all the money, shel b'chinas chsadim. We know that there's kesef and zahav. So silver is whitish, gold is reddish. So it says in Kabbalah that kesef is chesed, nichsef nichsafti, a longing, ahava, and gold is a level of gvura. So when it says Yelakit Yosef is kol ha'kesef, that means Yosef gathered all the kesef, all the ava, momata l'mayla, momayla l'mata, ava rabba, ava selim, he gathered it all. Shekolam nimshachim b'chinas Yosef atzadik canal binyan kadmo. It's like we said before about this light that was created on the first day. The gons and the tzadikim which are hidden for tzadikim lasulavei, shonim sheb'chinas Yosef hanikra tzadik elyon. That's the level of Yosef called Tzadik Elyon, Vogana de Ginza. He is the gardener of the garden, that reveals the Avamus, that there's the hidden love. And every single Jew. Like you said before, there are treasures. There's the revealed love, there's the hidden love. Yosef is the Tzadik, that's Mamshich, all these different Avas. So he explains, that's what the pasuk says, the Yelakit Yosef is kol ha'kesef. He gathered all the kesef, meaning Ava, this Ava, that Ava, Ava Begili, Begoli, Ava Mesuteres, all those things. And then what did he do with the money? Ayove basic party. He brought it to the house of party. That's what the pasuk says. What does that mean? That's the level of Malchus, which is called Gins of Alma Disgalia, which is Makan Neshamas Yisrael. Pari, even though Pari is klipa, a very bad level of klipa that said, I made myself, I made the Nile, I'm God, and all that. But in the spiritual sense, it says in the Zohar that Pari is the Minei is Paridin called Nehera de Ilah. Priya means, like by a bris milah, Priya means you uncover the foreskin. Pari, in the source, just like Lovan down here is very low, up there is very high. Esav down here is very low, up there is very, very high. Pari down here is Klipa. But Pari is, Binain is Misparin called Nahoidan Ilah, meaning Pari up there is a level of revelation of all the spiritualities, all the levels of order. So what happened to him? And he brought it to the Pari Valmud, this guy, which is Makkah in the Shamas Yisrael. And that's the Inyan Sholish Matmainiyas Hitman Yosef. And that's where like the Maimer began, that Yosef had three treasures, right? One was revealed to Kairach, one was revealed to Antoninus, and the third one is for Tziddikim Lasulavi. Yedua B'Kisri Arizal, that Chesed, Meheich Sodem, and Nimshachim B'Zava Chesed Shebetiferes. Mischalik, El Gemel Prokim, Chesed, there's three parts of Chesed. So it says in Kisri Arizal. And these are the three treasures of Chesed, of Kesef, that Yosef gathered. What are they? Shlish Elyon B'chinas Helem Behester. The top third of Chesed means hidden level of Chesed. V'nikrach Sodem Uchosim. Ubei Shlishim means Galit. And 2/3 of Chesed are revealed. So in other words, whatever, that's what it says in that Arizal. There's a level of Chesed Elyon which is concealed. That's similar to Chesed is Ava. Ava Mesuteres. Then there's two revealed levels of Ava. V'hainu Inyan Gimel Matman Shnayim and Yizgalu. Two of them were revealed already. To Kairach and Antoninus. So those are the two lower levels of the treasures. The two lower levels of the treasures. And Vashlish Elyon, which is a level of Chabad, which is a level of Chesed in the Seichel state, meaning it's still not revealed. Na'alim is Galim Tzadikim Lasud Lavi is going to be revealed Tzadikim Lasud Lavi. In other words, like this, Out of the 3 levels of treasures, 3 levels of chsadim, the Kitzur Arizal says that there's 1 level of chesed which is hidden. There's 2 levels of chesed which are revealed. Avaselim Avarabba. They're both revealed avas. Then there's a deeper level of ava, the way chesed is in the source in Chabad, that's not revealed yet. So he says that's why 2 of the 3 treasures were revealed in this world. 1 to Kairach, 1 to Antoninas. And the 3rd hidden one, which Hashem still hid, that's the higher level of chesed, which is higher than revelation. That's going to be revealed, Lasud Lavi.
So that's what's going to be with power, Rabbi? Power's goodness is going to be revealed?
No. Power means revelation of Gilui. Commercial cause or outside in Mechins or Kamasha Gonzal Tzadikim. V'chol Zahit min Yosef, which is the level of Yesod, Shebeinim Shochem Chsadim Kan Anal. Because again, Malchus is the level that goes into the next world. Right? What's the final level of the world that has everything within it? The level of Yesod. That's the level of Yosef. Then he says, Ef Shalaim Agamkin, Chsadim HaMechusim HaMegulim are the level of Ava Rabba V'Ava Selam, V'zel V'Yilakid Yosef Kol HaKesef, which are Chsadim HaMechusim Hem HaMegulim, and he brought it the base of Parei, which he said is Malchus, right? Now, if Yosef is Yesod, which is the primary level of Zoh, and Parei is Malchus, so that's what's called Yichud Kushabrichu Shchinte, the Yichud between Zoh and Malchus. Parei is Malchus, base of Parei is Malchus. Yosef is the level of Yesod, which is the fundamental level of Zun, and that's the level of Yichud Zun. So in other words, the ultimate revelation, like we say when we do a mitzvah, but we don't say when we do a mitzvah, but we say that's what the bracha means. L'shem yichud kusha b'ruchu shchintei. The whole purpose of bringing, how do we bring a lukus down? So you can have a male and a female, which is Zoh, Malchus, Chachma, Bina, male and female, yeah? If you have an individual man and an individual lady, you're not going to have any offspring. But they'll have the 2 of them by themselves, the levels that they are. In order to have offspring, you need to have a unity between male and female to create offspring. And the same thing in the spiritual. Why is it like this in the physical realm? Because it's like that in the spiritual realm. In other words, there's upstairs where Hashem set up the world. Chochmah is masculine. Isha is Bina, which is feminine. Zohar Malchus is the son and daughter. Like we learned, what's Apidin? The family is male, female, son, daughter. Yud is male, Hey is female. Vav is the Yud, the male coming down, that's the son. The second Hey is Malchus, female. Okay? Now what's the ultimate goal of not keeping a lukus up there? Not having Kachibich or Shchinte up there. The purpose is to bring it down here. Now in order to bring it down here, you need to create a unity between Kodesh Baruch Hu Zah, the 6 feet is the male, the masculine, and the feminine, which is Malchus. Then when you have the unity between Zohar and Malchus, like we say, L'shem Yichud Kudsha Brichu. Kudsha Brichu we learned is the 6 fetus. Shchente is Malchus. When you have a Yichud between son and daughter, i.e. male, female, in the spiritual realms, that creates children. What are the children? The revelations of godliness coming down into the next generation, so to speak, that coming down here on earth. So that's the level of yes. That's the level of Yosef. Zoh, bringing the stuff to Parei's house, to Yichud, Kudshabrichu Shchinte, to have Malchus to bring it all down here.
When is this going to happen now?
Every time you do a mitzvah. Vayigash Lemish the Parlashim Prira. Shayirei Priya Mizgalen Gimel Pirkei Chesed. Like it says in Eitz Chaim, it's all the same thing. So Yosef, Minyan Berka Yed Yosef Sham Mevar Kadmonim Shabchinis Yosef. David Askan Echufah. First it comes down into Yosef, and then it comes down through David HaMelech. Okay, this is all part of apprentices. Okay, that's it. Okay, we'll learn the next part. The next be it Allah now. Whatever. So he says, to explain additionally what he just said about Vayigash of Yehuda. Now, with this is, we didn't learn this Maimer this year, learned it in previous years, but we did learn it Monday night in the class. In the parsha today, in order to understand what he's talking about in the next beer, in the parsha it says, Vayigash of Yehuda. Yehuda came close to Yosef. Which means, if Yehuda came close to Yosef, Yosef is higher than Yehuda, therefore Yehuda had to come to Yosef. Lower goes to higher. So Yehuda came to Yosef. In the Haftarah that we read Shabbos, the Haftarah of this Shabbos, it speaks about also Yosef and Yehuda, but over there it says basically that Yosef is going to come to Yehuda. Okay, that means Yehuda is greater. So how do you reconcile these two things? So Chassidus explains that the parsha Vayigash of Yehuda is speaking about now. Now, Yosef is greater. I'll explain why in a second. Yosef is greater, and Yehuda is coming to Yosef. La'atzah Lavi when Mashiach comes, which was what the Haftarah is speaking about, what will be. So over there, Yehuda is greater than Yosef. Okay? Now, what's the difference between Yosef and Yehuda? Yosef represents the Mishkan. Where was the Mishkan? In the Chiluk of Yosef. Shilai. Beis HaMikdash is represented by Yehuda because Yehuda and Binyamin are the two tribes. Their Chiluk is like together. The Beis HaMikdash was in the Chiluk of Yehuda and Binyamin. So Yehuda represents the Beis HaMikdash. Yosef represents the Mishkan. What's the difference between the Mishkan and the Beis HaMikdash? The Mishkan... Hey, Lo, I think you lost your head. No, that fact that you can find it, so that's a good sign. Problem is when you can't find it. What's the difference between Mishkan and... Okay, Mishkan was temporary, whatever. But there's a fundamental... We spoke about this Monday night in the class, whoever was there. Probably forgot by now. Now, the Mishkan was built like this. There was the ground of the Mishkan, which is Afar Mishkan. Then you had the walls, were the Atzi Shitim, which is plant life. On top of the Mishkan were goatskin covers. Okay? So the Mishkan was based on the normal routine of the world. The lowest is dirt, inanimate, then plant, then animal. Then you had the person, the Kohanim working in the Beis HaMikdash, that's mankind, human. So the Mishkan represented normal level of ishtalshalis. There's higher, there's lower, okay? So you have on top was animal, the walls were plant, and the floor was diamond. Beis HaMikdash, on the other hand, was completely made out of stone. There were no animal skins, there were no wood, it was completely bayishal avonim. It was all stone. What's the difference between that ishtalshalis and stone? Stone represents only the inanimate, which represents bittul. When you want to speak about bittul, what do we say in Shemona Esrei? V'nafshi ka'afar lakol tihiyah. My soul should be like dirt. What do you mean like dirt? It should be bottle. It should be not egotistic. It should have bittul, nullification, subjugation, nullification, whatever you want. So inanimate represents bittul. Mishkan, daimim tzemeh chai, represents growth. Plants grow, animals grow. Okay, that represents growth. Yosef, why was he called Yosef? Because Yosef, Hashem li bein achad. Hashem should add Hosafa. Yosef means Hashem should add another son. That's what Rachel said. Yosef represents Hosafa, doing more, adding. Yehuda represents the complete level of bittul, avonim, Beis HaMikdash. Now the avodah is to do the Torah mitzvahs. So we need to do hashtalshalos. Now is the pattern of worlds. There's higher worlds, there's Atzilus, and there's Bria, and Yitzir, and all that. There's all this stuff. No, by the way, I made a mistake. The Mishkan is Bria, Yitzir, and Asiya. Because Asiya, the 4 levels, Daimim, Tzemeh, Chaim, Medaber, correspond with the 4 worlds, with the 4 letters of Hashem's name. All the 4s are in the 4 sons, the 4 cups of wine, 4 Yimoris, all these 4s are interconnected, corresponding with the 4 worlds, and the 4 letters of Hashem's name. So, Yosef represents the Avodah now. That's why the Mishkan was temporary, because this world we live temporarily, 120 years, if you're lucky. So you live 120 years, so it's temporary. But that's the Avodah now. Lost Lavai, you can't do any mitzvahs anymore, it's too late. So, in this world, now, Vayigash El of Yehuda. Yosef is the ultimate purpose in this world, and Yehuda comes to Yosef. Lots of love when Ruach HaTumah Avim in Haaretz, and it will be V'nigel Kavod Hashem, all the things will be, godliness will be revealed. So then it will be the level of Yehuda, which means Apam Oda Hoda'ah, which is Bittul, submission. So that's La'as Lavi, therefore Yehuda La'as Lavi is going to be on top, and Yosef is going to come to Yehuda. Okay, that's what basically the Alter Rebbe explained in this Maimon that we didn't learn this year, learned it last week. So now he says, Ulteis is beard. Commercial cost of what he spoke about before in the Pasuk Vayigash, this whole thing we just said, Be'inyin Shela'as Lavi. La'as Lavi, Ya'aliyas HaMalchus, Malchus will be higher than Zah. In other words, we just learned in this Maimer, Yosef is the level of Zah, right? The 6 feeders. Yehuda, Melech Yisrael, Yehuda's Malchus, Yehuda's the level of Melucha. By the way, this is to add to what we just said before. Now, if Yosef is Zah, and Malchus is Yehuda, so Zah, Chesed Gvurah Tiferes Netzach, you say it's higher than Malchus. Malchus is the lowest level. So right now, Yosef is higher than Malchus, than Yehuda. But the source, like we learned, now the things that are lower originate in a higher source. So La'asulavi, when the source of everything will be revealed, Malchus' source is higher than Yosef's source. So when the source will be revealed, then Yehuda is going to be higher than Yosef. 1 second. That's why La'asulavi it says, Eishes Chayil Ateres Baila. The woman of value will be the crown of the husband. Meaning, now, in the setup of life, in childbearing and everything, the man is the giver, the woman is the receiver. The man gives the seed, the woman receives the seed. That means the man is higher, the woman is the receiver. The woman is going to be the crown of the husband, meaning the woman now, which is Malchus, by the way, is going to be higher than the man, which is the level of Zoh. Like we said, Zoh is male and Malchus is female. That's why now you have the same thing in the Neshama and Guf. Right now, the body sustains itself from the Neshama. What gives a person life? The Neshama is in the body, it gives you life. The Neshama will be sustained from the body. Because the fact that the body down here is lower shows that in the source, it's even higher. So now things are normal, like Yosef, it's just revealed as it is. But La'asad when the source will be Yehuda, Bittul, Malchus will be on top. So La'asad then the body is going to sustain the Neshama. Why is that? Because in essence, the body reveals, like we learned that many times, the body reveals a deeper, essential, greater level of godliness than the Neshama does. Because, just to use the phrase, and if I'll be in the mood, I'll explain it. If not, I probably won't. The guf reveals the aspect of a self-existent God, ein lo tchila mitziusei me'atzmusei, and the neshama represents ruchnius, which is ein sof, but it has a beginning. Huh?
Feels its source.
Correct. Gashmius doesn't feel its source. Why? That's why it's called yesh mi'ayin. We're saying we come from nothing because we don't feel it. Not that God forbid God's nothing. We don't feel it. It's called ayin. Why is it that we don't feel our source? Because the spiritual source of the body is from a level of godliness that doesn't have a source. Our existence is basically what we feel. Really, we're all nothing. The world is nothing. Eined Movadi. Our existence is dependent on what we feel. Correct? So what do we feel now? Yesh mi'ayin, I don't have a source. That's what we feel. I mean, it's unknown, the source. Right? Why is Gashmius yesh mi'ayin in a way that it doesn't feel its source? Because that level of godliness is a level of godliness that doesn't feel its source because it doesn't have a source, because God is a self-existent entity and there's no source of God. Ruchnius is not yesh mi'ayin. Ruchnius feels its source. That means Ruchnius reveals a level of godliness that has a source. There is a source, but it's unlimited. There's Ein Sof and Ein Le'Tchila. God is not only Ein Sof, but God is Ein Le'Tchila, doesn't have a beginning either. Now Gashmius represents the level we don't have a source. That means it represents that level of godliness that's sourceless because it's all Ein Le'Tchila, it's self-existent. Ruchnius, that feels its source, reveals a level of godliness that there is a source, but it's unlimited.
This one is open one end, the other one is open both ends.
Both ends. So therefore, of lots of loving, when everything's source will be revealed, we're going to see that the guf is even higher than the neshama. And therefore, lots of loving, the neshama is going to be sustained from the body. Got it? It's as clear as mud. It's as clear as mud. What? It's hard to swallow it, so don't swallow.
Also, they have to always communicate when you say Ein Sof, because it actually means, because it suggests that there is a beginning, and the very beginning, it implies a limitation.
That's why we don't say Hashem himself is Ein Sof. Hashem is greater than Ein Sof. Ein Le'Tchila. Od Ein Sof, because Od has a ma'od that creates the Od.
Right.
That means Od feels I have a source.
As a beginning.
As a beginning. Completely bottled, but it has a beginning. Gashmius doesn't feel it has a source. It's yesh mi'ayin. I don't have a source. That means, in essence, it reveals a level of godliness that's sourceless. The level of Ein Le'Tchila. What? Talk to me.
If Yosef is revealed now, but we say we are from Yehuda, so why Yosef is actually hidden?
Because our role now is to get to the Yehuda.
But Yehuda is hidden.
Right. Now it's hidden. But it's going to be revealed. If you have direct deposit, yeah, do you see the money? Do you feel the money? Is it there? But it's still hidden. If you have a trust fund that's not openable until 20 years, yeah? Is the money there? Practically speaking, can you use it? No. As far as you're concerned, it's hidden money. That doesn't mean it's not there.
But Yehuda is revealed now. Yehuda, we said we're a tribe of Yehuda.
We're tribe of Yehuda, but we need to reveal it.